Girl, if you have a portfolio full of diplomas, do yourself a favor and don't stay after a guy with only a birth certificate. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Premed Journal. I'm your host Maria, and in this video, with the occasion of Valentine's Day, we're talking about how to make studying as addictive as your uneducated ass situationship. So, because on Valentine's Day we celebrate love and not unjustified obsession. This video has two main parts. In the first part, we'll explain how addictive situationships are and how neuroplasticity works and cognitive overload. And in the second part, I'm going to explain how you can use this addiction to concentrate for your studies. Entering a bit into neuroplasticity of love promotes the brain's ability to physically reshape itself, strengthening specific pathways in romantic love that activates a brain's reward system, which causes what we call having chemistry with someone. That intense passion in the early stages of liking someone. But how does that affect the neural pathways in the context of an inconsistent situationship? Well, unpredictability deepens craving loops, and this dives into the concept of intermittent reinforcement. Imagine gambling. Why are slot machines so addictive? Well, because you never know what you're going to get. We just play and play, hoping for the golden ticket. That uncertainty spikes dopamine. Now replace that slot machine with the man that decides whether this day he likes you or not. Today he likes you, tomorrow? Who knows? When the reward is unpredictable, dopamine spikes higher. You think about it more, the loop strengthens and the brain becomes hyper-vigilant. And we're diving into your brain being addicted to the possibility of that person and not the actual person. So the situationships feel very intense, but it's actually closer to a dopamine loop that actually secures love. Okay, now I'm going to explain what this dopamine loop is and the cognitive cost. A situationship can be linked to a decreased self-worth and cognitive overload. You're in constant hypervigilance, trying to get his signs, interpret gestures, or trying to decode inconsistency. And later on, you will get into reduced inhibition. Reduced inhibition means that you will bypass all of his toxic behaviors, just like your brain is trying to look for the reward, for the kindness in his behavior. So it will start ignoring all of the passive-aggressive comments, all the toxic behavior. It will get bypassed and surpassed, and you will start concentrating only on the attention he gives you, only on the good stuff, because the good stuff is so rare and inconsistent that your brain starts to pick it up. And here is where you kind of start being addicted to the person, not actually in love with the person, because neurologic pathways for love function differently. But here's what people don't talk about. Dopamine is a limited motivational resource. When your brain is constantly checking messages, analyzing responses, anticipating attention, and replaying conversation in your head, it's allocating cognitive resources there. Which means reduced deep focus, lower working memory efficiency, emotional fatigue, and stress hormone rising, like cortisol. We don't want our cortisol to rise because of a man. So you are literally training your brain to prioritize uncertainty over productivity. Neuroplasticity doesn't care what you value, it cares what you repeat. Okay, so I didn't mention this, but guys, I'm not a neuroscientist. I'm a high school student. I did really deep research on this, and I think I looked over some really trustworthy sources that I think I'm gonna link below, but take this with a grain of salt. I'm trying to explain on my level, And now I'm gonna explain the brain's reward system, and I'm gonna read the components of it, okay? So the reward circuit includes the ventral tegmental area, which is the dopamine origin, the nucleus accumbens, which is the motivation and reinforcement, the prefrontal cortex, which is decision making, and the amygdala, which is emotional salience. Okay, with that being said, in a situationship, reward plus uncertainty plus emotional salience equals deep neural imprinting. But in studying, repetition plus satisfaction plus small wins equals sustainable reinforcement, okay? So the system is basically the same, but the stimulus is different. Do you want stimulus from a guy who literally doesn't give an F about you, or do you want stimulus from your goals and from your future? Okay, now we're getting into the second part of this video, which is the main reason why I made this video, which is how to make studying as addictive. Okay, so instead, this is also a good study idea. So every time you finish studying, you give yourself a reward. I used to do this when I started going to the gym. It really was a hobby for me and I really enjoyed it. So for me to go to the gym, I needed to finish my study session, or at least the big chunk of studying I had for the day. I was that obsessive. So when I enjoyed that much going to the gym, I also was more strict on studying because I knew that if I study, I was going to the gym. This is a good idea for reward, but in the context of a situationship or intermittent reinforcement, your goal is not to make every reward predictable. We can make them unpredictable, which here you can put, for example, we have 10 study sessions in a weekend, let's say. Each study session is like 2 hours. You will take a jar with 10 papers and you will write a different reward for each one of these study sessions. So you'll put all the 10 papers in a jar, and at the end of every study session, you will take a paper out. Oh, what we have here? Oh, we have 30 minutes of video game playing, or we have a walk outside, a slice of cake, a little beverage or something. You do you, but make them different so your brain doesn't know what it gets when you take the paper out. You can also do this simpler with like a spin wheel on your MacBook or your phone. Also, the brain's reward system activates when it detects progress. So I had a talk with my friend and she told me, yeah, I don't know, like I don't like studying. I like ticking off things off my to-do list. This is the key, guys. Like if it helps you, you can make to-do list and check it off. Like this is a reward system for your brain. You can also track of streaks, use progress bars, or measure deep work hours. Forest is a really good app for that. I also use it because progress is actually a dopamine fuel. You can pair studying with dopamine anchors. For example, in early romantic attraction, dopamine gets linked to a specific person, a specific notification, or specific cues. You can intentionally create this with your studying. Choose a specific playlist, a specific spot, a specific drink, or a specific scent, like a candle. Over time, Q equals to focus mode. Eventually, just sitting at your desk will increase deep focus mode. And that's neuroplasticity working for you, babes. Also, I'm sorry if the light changed, but I'm recording this at dawn, so it may have changed during this video. And when in these type of situations where literally you feel demotivated, try to think about your future. Because do you really see this man upgrading you as a person from whatever point of view? Like, do you see him growing with you? Because if you don't see them, like if you don't see yourselves upgrading together, that's literally a waste of time. Yes, toxic relationships sometimes can be taken as lessons, but you don't need lessons to destroy yourself. You can take lessons from outside sources. You can observe outside yourself and decide what you want for yourself and what you don't want for yourself. But be focused on you, especially on your teenage years. Decenter men, be you the center of the universe, because the most beautiful and attractive women are the ones who have passion for their life, for their future. Don't let a guy that doesn't cannot make a decision about your situation to take the light out of you. Like, be happy for life, be happy for your future, work hard, find hobbies, find passions. You are so much more than male validation or the male gaze. We are women, and we have so much happiness in our life to give and to take. And just, like, I feel like you all get my message. Just be happy for your life, and if the guy you are with gives into your life and you are happy, then good. But if not, just be yourself and focus on yourself, because it's nothing wrong with that. And hey, I know that most of the people that follow me are teenagers, and this is not a relationship hate video whatsoever. This is not a man hate video, nor a relationship hate video. But think before engaging. Is this guy worth more than your goals? If you don't have goals, I'd be more worried about building those than about the 16, 17-year-old guy who maybe doesn't even rise to your level. He just hopes you don't know that. The guys you should look after should be the ones who motivate you, who are ambitious, who have goals for their own life, who are available, who are disciplined, who are intelligent, who are hardworking, who are kind, who are giving. Because I've met wonderful guys my age that I love having conversations with, and they're a beautiful presence. I also met horrific guys who I'd rather don't speak at all. Filter them. Try to figure out which are the ones good for you and which are not good for you, and you should stay away from. The right ones won't pull you down. The right guys and the right relationship would want you to thrive and to be happy and to be smart and to work towards your future, especially at this age. Because even not wanting to put a label after months of speaking with you, that is humiliating. And I'm sorry, and it may sound harsh, but come on. As I said, there are wonderful guys and there are horrific guys. There's both sides of the spectrum. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not going to talk about romance any longer, any sooner. But this is the Valentine video I had to make. So, with that being said, see you in the next one. Bye!